We finally got to have lunch at a place we've been trying to have lunch at for quite some time.
Yeah, we did a podcast with the Taco Mafia.
Taco Mafia.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it's Nixta
Descara, Cuantos Tacos, and La Tunita.
Nice.
So we finally made it to La Tunita today, and we got quesadilla. Oh,
nice.
It's very good.
You didn't bring me any? Wow, that's rude.
We did actually.
That's all right.
We did actually, but when we got back here, I ate it. It was so he puts the cheese on the flat top and fries it on the flat top and gets that crust on there and scrapes it up with the scraper.
Have you seen the videos?
I've seen it. I haven't been over there yet, but
very
definitely. I do it there at my flat top at home. Just putting some cheese down and put whatever in it. It's just delicious.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody sounds good. We sound okay? Everything's good?
So. I hear you.
You sound very, very wonderful, Jason.
Thank you very much. Well, welcome to the Austin All Day Podcast, Lorena, from Dish and Dames. And this is your we're going to get into this, but I think before we get going, we're going to see some more Dish and Dames episode in the future.
Yes.
Standalone episodes where you're going to bring in some guests of your choosing and have at it.
We are. We're going to actually bring in a few of the chefs that I know and maybe a couple at a time and really just kind of have a chat with them and you get to know them a little bit better. So, looking forward to it.
I love it.
So this is going to be fun.
Yes.
So Dish and Dames, when I think of it, I find it on Instagram, right? Scroll through, see who's is weekly kind of.
Right, it is.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit tough with COVID, trying to adjust to a new schedule.
Yeah.
But this month for March, we're celebrating Women's History Month.
Ooh.
So we're going to be doing a little bit. We're going to be showcasing women a little bit differently. We're going to be doing a little bit more as far as trying to cover more women across our industry.
Yeah.
Kind of in a smaller spotlight for the month. And then typically we just do a weekly spotlight of a different female in the culinary industry.
And it's in Austin based or?
Well, we're based in Austin, but we've actually had we've been really lucky. We've been able to go to Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, so Central Texas.
Texas.
So that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think Austin all day is definitely Central Texas.
Yeah, I'd say I'd say that for sure.
I think so.
Yeah. So this is exciting. So it highlights women in the mostly culinary, right? Everything.
Well, everything. We've actually done a little bit of everything in food and beverage, right?
Okay.
So winemakers, we've done mixologists, we've done managers, and owners.
Started with chefs, probably.
Started with chefs.
Yeah. Because that's like we started interviewing like Culinary Tales. You get a chef in here or whatnot. And then like Dave Mead is in here with his Rambler.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's kind of industry focused, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was your inspiration on doing this?
Yes.
Well, it's kind of interesting. So I was teaching culinary classes at the Art Institute here in Austin, and I kind of got forced to come teach a class. I thought I don't want to be a teacher, and so I started doing that, and I started teaching 2 classes. And in the process, I was looking for females in the industry to share with my students.
Okay.
And looking through and going through the industry, it was so hard to find these females, like to highlight them. And I knew so many people in the industry. I'd been in the industry for many, many years here in Austin. I thought, surely someone knows some of these great, awesome women that I know.
Right.
But no one was showcasing them.
Yeah.
And out of that, I really just said, then let me do it.
Sure.
And I picked it up and we did our first. In fact, we had 2 students that were film students that had just graduated from AI, and they joined us as our first production team.
Oh, excellent. And are they still with you?
They're not. They've moved on to do something else,
Okay.
but
What
it
year
was
are we
fun.
talking? When was this?
This was actually 2 years ago. We started in 2018.
2018.
Wow.
You guys have made a mark. I feel like it's a homestay on when I'm scrolling through the Instagram.
Thanks. Yeah, I think we've started to stick. So
Yeah, no, it's great. You've so started in Austin, and how were you recruiting these? I mean, it was folks you knew at first.
absolutely. It actually started with me emailing a friend of mine, Amanda Rockman, she's the pastry chef over at Manana, and for New Waterloo. So she oversees all the whole crew over there.
Cool.
And all the different properties that they have.
That's big stuff.
Big stuff. And
Yeah.
she's been on, she was a contestant on Top Chef Just
neat.
Desserts, and she beat Bobby Flay. And so
Wow, there you go.
I reached out to her. I said, I've got this crazy idea to highlight females in the industry, and I'm hoping that you might be able to help me with maybe just putting some chefs together for me. And she looked at me and she was like, okay, I'll do, June, whatever. That's my day. And then I was like, you want to do this with me? I just thought, someone who's been on Top Chef wants to do this. And she was like, absolutely, me first. And then, we'll pull in all the other chefs to come join us. And I was like, wow. And I just thought that is exactly what Dishing Dames is about. It's about women supporting women.
Yeah.
And she was huge in supporting this. And that's where we started.
Cool. That's very cool. So initially, was it like highlighting them in an article or like, because you have a video production team now.
Has it always been video?
It's always been video.
So it started at video.
It started with video. That was kind of the vision that I had for it. I really wanted
started
to,
as like a
as a video.
So
production.
you're purely digital.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the way. I mean, we're
like
a podcast. I mean, we've recently like committed to putting them on YouTube. This will be on YouTube.
Keep that commitment.
The
Jason.
video aspect. Yeah, we'll keep the commitment. But it's such an easy way to consume or digest media.
Yeah.
You have such a beautifully designed website, I'm looking at it right now. The pictures are fantastic with all the food, the way you can move around it. I really like it. I think it's good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
props to the photography and the video guys over there helping you out.
Yeah, no, we've got a great team. And, Shanna Hickman is our photographer, and she came on board. She's also an AI grad, and she came on board, and I said, I'm looking for someone to help me out. You might be interested in doing something like this. She said, absolutely, sign me on. And I was just like, and she's been with us for the full 2 years.
Right.
Been such a great, photographer, amazing. And now she gets called on by some big names to come and do, their food photography.
I mean, food photography is not an easy thing to do.
It's not.
It's not. Right.
It's not. I have
You
learned.
would think it is because everybody's at the dinner table taking the.
You would think.
Right.
But, I have learned so much as to what you can do with just a napkin.
Yeah.
Shan has been like, do this, do that. I'm like, with a napkin? And
It's
she's
neat
like,
learning that
absolutely.
stuff,
I'm like,
right?
okay, yeah, it looks great.
You really want to put lard on there as ice cream?
But yeah, so she's been fantastic to work with.
Well, that's cool. I'm damn intrigued. It started in 2018.
Well, I'm looking on your merch page, and I don't see this sweet cup that we got on there.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's
you
a
for
new
this.
addition. So,
These
yeah.
are awesome.
Cool. So you mentioned you've been in the industry. Yeah.
Have.
What? So you were born here in Austin, or?
I'm originally from El Paso.
Okay, El Paso.
Been all over the place.
Tamales.
And tamales, yes, absolutely. And I'm still waiting for that Mexican food from El Paso.
Oh, that's-
really,
yeah.
Matador.
haven't seen that here yet. Really,
Chef
One of my-
Caesar's going to bring it.
One of my
Oh, really?
favorite things that I've ever eaten from El Paso is I have a neighbor, and he's from El Paso. And every time he goes home, he brings me a big bag of the colitas.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you were going to say Chico's Tacos. I was going to say no, not Chico's Tacos. But
Isn't
yeah,
that that's like Taco Bell, right?
yeah,
over there?
it is. But
The
yum.
colitas, right? And the red turkey ones, and then
Yes.
the little pigtails also.
Hey, I like it. You know your food.
So he brings me the tamales. There's a famous tamale house there. He brings me the red and the green tamales, and then he brings me the colitas.
Colitas are delicious.
And whenever I was in the kitchen, I would take them in there, and I'd always make tacos with those for the guys, and they would love it.
That's good stuff. That is, I mean, you just can't find that here.
the turkey
I'm
butt.
looking for it. Yeah.
It's the triangle. It really is.
It is.
Yeah, no, I've never had it.
I mean, on the chickens, whenever we used to rotisserie a lot of chickens, and every time I'd bust that little tail off and try and get people to eat it, nobody'd ever want to eat it.
Oh, it's the best part.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's full of flavor.
It's like there's a bone down the middle, and on either side you got these two little nuggets of perfect.
My grandmother, may she rest in peace. She used to make it like no one else. I just like, so I really miss that. But yeah, so looking for the shop here in Austin open.
I think Matador. He was talking about that. I might. Maybe we'll see.
Cesar
Maybe
Ortiz.
We'll keep you posted.
Let me know.
There might be something coming up.
Yeah.
Of a trailer. But Texan. Right? And did you start like cooking or front of the house, or what was in El Paso? Is that where you started?
No, actually. So my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, owned a
nice.
small restaurant, and literally small, I meant like 4 tables.
Is she like the chef?
She was a chef. She was
That's
chef,
awesome.
owner. She did everything.
What
Was
was
it
the
Mexican
name of
food?
her restaurant?
It was actually out of her grocery store. It was called Hernandez Grocery Store. And it was just part of that little grocery store. And she just did
Love
everything
that, yeah.
from scratch. And she was one of those cooks that was, way beyond her, before her time, because she would make, she'd be cooking with, sweetbreads or, a liver. It doesn't matter. She was making anything with whatever that she could find. And it's just amazing, delicious food. But, you kind of get a feel for that. And, stepped away from that many, many years and went to college and went to culinary school when, went to work for DEA out of college. My dad's a retired agent.
Wait, so you went to culinary school, then to the DEA?
I went to DEA first and then to culinary school.
Okay,
I thought,
gotcha.
no more DEA, and then went to culinary school.
Interesting.
That's an interesting shift.
Yeah,
Big,
it is.
big shift. And so, but I've always loved food, and I've always loved the operation of food.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so, I went to culinary school here in Austin at the Le Cordon Bleu.
Okay.
And then,
Rest in peace,
Yeah,
yeah.
rest in peace. That's
What
also-
year was that?
Oh gosh, that was back in 04.
Okay.
Yeah, 04
Yeah.
when it was just.
I think I was like signed up to go for it in 2003, 2004 time. I remember, unfortunately, they failed their health inspection. And when that happened,
Didn't they have a different name too?
it was
Texas Culinary
Yeah,
Academy.
Texas Culinary Academy.
Yeah.
Right, and it was Scoffier. Was this? No, it wasn't Scoffier. It was Cordon Bleu.
Yeah.
Cordon Bleu accredited. And so I went to Culinary Academy of Austin,
Okay,
which is now the Escoffier Institute.
right.
We went to school about the same time.
Wow.
I came back from college and went there.
Yeah. I went there. I worked for Schlotsky's after that, and worked for Central Market. Worked for Randall's. Got
Central
my
Market,
MBA.
that's-
Those are a lot of good organizations.
Yeah.
Teach you like a lot of structure.
Which Central Market?
The original one.
South,
North.
North
Yeah.
is the original. North. That's so
By the
Chef
triangle,
Larry,
right?
Chef
Yeah,
Larry.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Chef Larry. Love
And he's
Chef
still
Larry.
there
He's
with
still
the
there.
same smile. He's
In fact,
great
he
guy.
joined the team when I was there. That's when he just started.
I love that.
Didn't
guy.
you work at Central Market?
I did briefly. In fact, because I'm not from here, and 8 years when I was so when you sign up for Central Market, I don't know at the time, they make you go through this like process of like drawing
Yes.
pictures.
Yes.
But I don't know if I should say this. They like guaranteed me a job. They told me because I was moving from Illinois here, and they but I had to sit through that process,
Yeah.
kind of knowing I would get the job. But like obviously, I could have messed it up. Like you could have drawn something really crazy on those pictures.
What did they tell you to draw?
I don't remember.
It was something about you had to kind of do your own display or something like that, and
you
had
do
to
like a little presentation.
Right, you do a presentation and
In
how
a
you would do
room
it in a
and-
room.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, Central Market really pays attention to aesthetics.
You were
know
about
what I mean?
to say Central Markup.
No, I was not.
I think you were.
But I
That's
might
what it
have.
sounded
I
like.
might have been thinking it. But I mean, even though it is very expensive to shop at Central Market,
But
I
the
love
quality is-
Central Market. I mean, if you go to the seafood department, nobody has a seafood department that looks as plentiful.
And doesn't smell. And you walk
bountiful.
through there, it
Yeah.
never smells.
And it's
just clean.
Far
way they-
beyond
the
the,
way-
like Whole Foods.
Oh my
and-
God!
Yeah.
And the way that you can tell that the guys in the seafood department care so much about those products. You know what
Sure.
I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it's just
Even
like,
the produce.
Yeah.
With
I
the
mean,
produce,
the way
there's
they-
like a blind test where you
yeah,
can just
they
pick
cut it
up.
in half.
And I gotta
you know?
say, they've got the cleanest meat department in all of Austin.
Yeah.
So
it's
best
incredible.
place.
Yeah.
I mean, I love shopping at Central Market.
It is a good time.
And I always get lost, because they have it set up kind of like IKEA, where you
meant-
have to go.
It's their trick. That's what they do.
But they have those secret like little trap doors where you can get through. I like to use those.
You
I
can't
heard
you can't
you-
tell them. Can't tell anybody about those.
Right. I heard him on the phone the other day. Isn't there a secret way through here? Oh, yeah, okay.
Because I get all the way through and I'm like, shit, I forgot something in the produce department, so I got to go.
Gotta go all the way back. Absolutely, yeah.
So you started getting your feet wet in the industry. Well, you were cooking, yeah.
I was a bakery manager for Central
Bakery.
Market, so
Okay.
Pastries.
I've done pastries and baking, and
Fun.
did marketing and merchandising for Randall's grocery stores
Oh,
for
yeah.
many years.
Nice.
Ran all their bakeries, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Always challenging.
Yeah.
And then
holidays,
yeah,
pastries.
holidays are insane. But
I bet.
and then after that, kind of just went on my own and started a consulting company, and
Oh, yeah.
then just been doing that for
So you're still doing that?
Like
still doing
restaurant
that now.
consulting or like
restaurant and food consulting.
Okay.
Mhm. So do
What's
all
your
that.
focus on that?
Mostly startups.
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of everything. Right now, I'm working with some organizations on PR, marketing, social media. Right now, there's a huge push for that with COVID and everything
Yeah.
and pandemic going on,
Yeah.
and so that's been a shift for that.
For sure.
I mean, nothing that you would have to pay for, but are there any tips that you would give out to folks who are trying to push their social media?
You know what? There's a lot you can do for your social media, and people just don't do it.
like
A solid
utilizing
bio, right?
everything?
Utilizing
bio.
everything, and a lot of it has to do with bio.
I've heard. Well, you could do the link in the bio,
Correct,
or like
a call
now
to
there's
action.
Reels, the shop, like just use everything.
Absolutely.
And we don't do it. We got to get.
We're working on that.
We're fogies.
I think the biggest tip is really to have great content, good looking content.
Post well and post often.
I mean, yeah, and that's you guys have that going on.
It's a job.
Oh, it is a job. Yes. You got to be on it all the time.
I mean, whose department is that, Jason? Is that your department?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We have a lot of departments.
I love it.
Yeah, but that's an interesting, because there's so many layers to that. Like people will talk about times to post, stuff like that. So you know all that stuff.
I know most of that stuff, and
Wow.
I had to learn that as I was starting Dishing Dames, because
Yeah.
that was a new venture for me, going into
Yeah.
social media and just jumping in, head first with.
But
with
you
all
dedicated
this.
some time.
Yes.
So 2018 to now, did you say 2018? 2 years ago to now, how much has it changed in that short of time?
Oh, quite a bit. Just
Right.
like the release of Reels, right?
Right,
That
yeah.
all this TikTok came on board since then.
Right.
So you have to be ready to make
It's nuts.
instant videos.
Right.
It's like you're doing that.
That's what they
constantly.
want, though.
It's-
People want instant gratification.
That is what they're going for that with the reels. But it's so concerning because I'm getting old. It's like all the kids know how to do it, and I'm like, oh no, I got to keep up with you. I'm trying.
As I was learning how to work, social media to start Dishing Dames, I went to my goddaughter and I was just like, "How does this work? Tell me, what are the secrets?" And
Right.
she's like 13.
She had,
she was 13
tons
at that.
of-
She's like, "Oh yeah, let me show you how this."
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
What are hashtags?
Exactly, and that's a whole nother thing too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, interesting. The social media. Well, so that's cool that you do that too. So that's like your main. That's your. Well, so is Dish and Dames profitable? Do you make money doing this?
We do.
Okay.
So we've it's been slow, but yes, we're finally making some money off of Dishing Dames.
Good, like through sponsors and
Through
stuff like that?
sponsors.
Yeah.
We find sponsors that are wanting to sponsor either products or chefs or just work with us.
Fun.
So
And I was wondering. Oh, see, I recognize some of these people on the. It's cool. I like it. So when someone wants to be featured on here, are you usually recruiting these folks, or can they also submit to be?
both.
Yeah,
both.
I'm sure people are recommending people left and right.
Absolutely. We get a lot of requests for, now, we get a lot of requests for out of town features, come to Nashville, come to New York, come see this. Or
That's exciting, though.
get to know my chef. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But right now we're really sticking to Texas, just kind of.
Yeah, no problem
I
with
mean,
that.
it's a good place to focus on
I
right
think
now.
so.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I mean, we're going to have a little bit of growth here over the next few years. I think somebody said it's going to be the
Papa
hottest.
Elon?
Didn't he say, what is it? The hottest market in the United States over the next 3 to 5 years?
A boom.
Boom
growth.
Boom, boom growth. I love that.
Yeah. What do they call him? Daddy Elon? Where he's going to take us to Mars? And
Oh yeah, Elon.
there was a name. Yeah. I forgot what it was.
He said, I like this. He said, I don't want to die, or I want to die on Mars, just not crashing into the surface.
They got some work to do then.
Yeah. No, but he's probably right. I mean, I thought it was the biggest boom already.
I mean,
Everybody was moving here.
it's one of the hottest places in the United States to dine.
Austin?
Yeah, it was It was Zagat said it was the second most exciting city to dine out in the United States after L.A.
Well, yeah. Well, wow. That's cool.
Oh no, we still got it. We have a lot of movement coming into Austin still. Yeah, a lot happening still in
I
Austin.
mean, houses are going for double the value.
Oh yeah.
They
know
were
what I
saying
mean?
that in the neighborhood I'm in.
Yeah,
I was like, oh. Okay.
my buddy's like, I'm selling my house.
Yeah, it's interesting times. So we're gonna have this little segment. We're gonna break it up a little bit. What's called potty talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your
Bring it-
favorite
bring-
restroom in Austin?
And
Or
you
in
can have
town?
multiple.
Okay.
Have you ever been intrigued by a restroom?
Yeah, most impact on you.
Yeah. One of the prettiest bathrooms I've always thought was the one at Wu Chow. The wallpaper, whatever they have in there, is just kind of like, oh, mesmerizing. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's so
Wallpaper
pretty.
is fantastic.
Wallpaper, the color schemes that
Yeah.
they use. Yeah, absolutely.
And you can be masculine or feminine. I mean, when we were designing the outline or the layout of what we were going to do with this new place we were setting up, I remember how important to one of the owners wallpaper was. And I was like, why is wallpaper such a big deal? I didn't know it was such a big deal. I mean, the feel of it. I mean, everything. And whenever they put it up, I was like, wow.
For me, one of the most interesting ones is always the one over at Velvet Taco. Just because I'm kind of like, where are the napkins? How do I wash my hands? Trying to figure. I'm like, okay, I gotta wrap my head around how this all works in here.
So is that there more than one at the? There's one at the Domain.
Yeah,
Is that the one you're talking
That's the
about?
one.
I need to check it
My
out.
buddy runs that one.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fabio.
Cool. We'll go over there. Yeah.
Check out the bathroom. There you
And
go.
then
to the bathroom.
Stubbs. Have you?
Oh, yeah, Stubbs.
And they got that hand washing device, that weird thing. What do I do here?
I was like, how does it work?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah, the cleanest bathroom,
Cleanest
in
bathroom
Texas.
ever. Yes.
Absolutely.
clean enough for the Virgin Mary herself to eat off the floor.
Right. No, I love it. I love Buc-ee's. Any others you want to shout out?
No, I think that's good. I think. Well, you know what? Juliet's also has a really
Juliet?
cool.
Yeah,
you know,
that is-
I like that it's so spacious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a lot of room. So
Yes.
the original Juliet, and they're about to open, a new one up
Yeah.
at the Arboretum.
Yeah,
so
congratulations
so cool.
to Juliet.
yeah,
That's,
good for them.
Wade, Chef Wade, is doing that. Yeah, that's who's opening it. But yeah, that should be cool. Are you? You said you're located. Oh, you're on Westlake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking with Jules a few days ago, and he was like, "It's kind of like a food desert out there." Well, not horribly, but like
There's stuff, but it's sporadically
yeah.
placed, and you got to know where to go.
because we say Sway, and he was like, "Of
Yeah.
course, Sway's so good."
And I mean, Zoot used to be over there.
What did the ham place?
Honey baked ham.
Oh, that's similar. Well, no, Texas Honey.
Texas Honey.
Yeah, Texas Honey Baked Company.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
They do
That's-
like good breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'd be
Their ha-
closer
their
to the
ham sandwiches
downtown
are good.
What
location.
is that?
for-
Blue Bonnet? No. What is it? There's some like little bistro over there, a little coffee bar place that makes really good.
Is it Blue Dahlia you're thinking
Blue
of?
Dahlia.
Blue Dahlia's good. Hmm.
Yeah.
I like Jade Chinese also. That's
Yeah.
really good.
And then you got
was,
Salt Traders.
Salt Traders is there.
Yeah,
you know,
they-
Jack Allen's now over there.
For the restaurants, yeah.
Yeah.
The Blue Dahlia in Westlake didn't. Oh, so that stayed open.
I think that one stayed open, but the one on 11th
Yeah,
closed.
which
Yeah,
is sad, right?
Which was original. Yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts. And you said during COVID, the Dish and Dames kind of like obviously tapered off. I
Yeah,
mean,
we had to take a pause because we
just
had
completely pause it. Yeah,
completely. We had a lot of chefs that didn't know what was happening in the restaurants. We had a lot of women in the industry that just didn't know if they were going to stay open or not, and they just needed some time to figure that out.
So I mean, I'm wondering. Although there was a pause, did you get any chefs or anyone working that did anything kind of like epic during those times? Because we did see some cool stuff go on.
There's
Like
a lot of people pivoted.
innovations that
and
maybe
learned.
maybe you covered after the pause.
So one of our chefs that we highlighted was Cariño Cortez from Mi Tierra over in San Antonio, and I've got to say the Mi Tierra family and the team there, her team, they were very innovative right away. I mean, they came up. I mean, they were probably one of the first ones to come up with groceries in the
And
restaurant.
there's such an iconic restaurant over there too.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Little known fact, I guess, is, underneath the restaurant, that whole block is actually, it's
Underground.
It's underground production.
Yeah.
Wow.
For them. And it's really cool. They own the whole block, the whole square block, city block. Mhm.
Have you been to Mitier?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God.
Oh, how can you not? I mean, that's like,
If you live in
It's
Texas and you
iconic.
don't, yeah, for sure.
We'll go.
They've got like my favorite part is after you finish eating and drinking margaritas and whatnot, you walk over to the side and they've got this bakery area and like all
That
of
would
the,
be your
all
my
sorts
God.
of goodies there. Absolutely.
Okay, well, we'll make a day trip to San Antonio.
Yeah, we should go-
I was not kidding. When we say Austin all day, I really want to make day trips to like San Antonio and Houston and get some
Like-
guys
Yeah.
to come out here. But it's kind of I mean, it's like rush hour right now. You can get here from San Antonio.
Sure.
I'll do a podcast.
The river walk is cool,
We're not asking too much.
but the market,
That's I've done.
the
plenty.
market area is.
It's so much fun.
It is.
Done the river walk and like the Pearl. And
Have you been in the
stuff.
market? The market area?
Yeah.
You call it how do you, market?
Mercado.
The Mercado.
I don't know if I have.
Oh, man.
I haven't spent much
And
time
you
in
can
San
even
Antonio.
buy a Modelo in there and walk around
Yeah.
with it.
Oh, we're going.
Yeah.
I'm sold. I'm sold.
One of my favorite beers. So, yeah, absolutely.
We actually had one a little while ago.
There
We
you go.
did. Yes.
Again, thanks
At
for
La Tinita.
sharing. I really
La
appreciate you
Tinita.
bringing me in.
Oh, there's plenty more if you want one.
Wow.
We do have some Modelo's
Yeah,
there if you'd like.
Modelo's.
But we had those.
The micheladas.
Yeah. That's very good.
The big one.
At the La Tunitas.
At La Tinita. Shout out to La Tinita.
Yeah, it was a good.
Coming
good
out to
thing.
visit. That's, what I need to do. So
Yeah. Have you been to any of those Taco Mafia spots?
I haven't. None of
None of no
them,
Nixta,
not yet.
nothing.
Not yet.
It's a good tour.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Well, I got full there,
I mean, it kicked my, yeah.
and we had two. Because I was thinking a Taco Mafia tour. You go to each one.
It'd have to be an
We
all-day
couldn't-
Take a
thing.
bite from each one.
It would have to
Yeah.
be like half a taco.
One is breakfast, one is lunch, one is dinner, and one is late night.
Yeah, and a koozie with a michelada.
There you go. I'm in on the michelada for sure.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if the tour would do well. We're gonna do some fun stuff with Taco Mafia.
I like it.
Yeah.
I want to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to know more. So.
Oh yeah.
We'll tell you for sure.
So maybe I'm putting you on the spot here, but have you had any ideas of what y'all are going to do with the podcast? Because I'm genuinely excited to see what goes on in this room.
Have we talked about that yet?
Yeah, no, I mean the floor is theirs.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't really, thought too much yet.
Yeah.
But I do have some ideas as to who we're going to bring in
Sure.
already. We've got some chefs that are going to be showcased on the upcoming Top Chef show that have been on Dishing Dames already.
Yeah.
And I'd love to invite them over and have them in here at the same time to have that conversation, just
Sure.
what they went through.
Yeah.
One's an alum, Tiffany Derry. The other one is Sasha Gruman, who's one of the competitors this time.
Okay.
So you got a judge and a competitor kind of.
And then they can't talk at all, right?
Right, they can't share too much yet.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
got to wait for the show to start. So.
It's so interesting talking to somebody who's been on is it the Top Chef and what's the other one?
Oh, that
Chopped, yeah,
And then they come back
yeah.
and they won't talk.
It's like they won't say anything. You're
You're
like,
trying to read them.
you're like, I've been on Chopped like 3 months ago. You're like, what?
Right. Yeah. That's Danny.
I had my application open, actually.
he
I was
was-
filling it out the other day.
Were you really?
I talked him out of it. Did I?
I'm going to do it. I'm
Don't
going.
do it.
No, yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do Chopped?
Yeah, don't do
I
Chopped.
wouldn't do Top Chef, but I'd do Chopped.
No, don't do Chopped.
I'd take $10,000.
We'll do a Chopped here for you.
Let's see how you do here in the kitchen, and then we'll see. I mean, you didn't even bring me a taco. What are you doing? Going on,
ate
on
it.
Chopped?
Yeah, I ate it. He said, "Did you? You did bring leftovers?
I actually did.
It is.
It's
like
in,
half
it's
a
in your
taco.
truck.
Oh, it's
Well,
that's
thanks.
not great. We have these outings where my truck will smell like tacos for a week.
Yeah, where'd we go last time?
I don't know. I don't know where
it
that was.
Good.
But I wanted to say about you guys coming in here that there's 4 mics set up all the time, but we do have.
We have extras.
One more.
Nice.
There's another one that can.
Yeah, we
have
had
party.
6 people in
Bring
here.
everybody.
Yeah.
Bring them all.
Well, and that was a result of the Taco Mafia because we're set up to have 4, and having more people sounds a little crazy, but the Taco Mafia is more than 4. So we made accommodations.
Like it.
Yeah, so you guys can use that to your benefit too. But I'm excited to see what comes out of that, and
Yeah, so am I. I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be great. Yeah.
we'll start out with like a monthly thing, right? And then we can kind of go wherever. You know what I mean?
So Dish and
Absolutely.
Dames coming to the podcast once a month.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We'll be visiting. And I'm looking forward to all of this. This is going to be fun to see.
Studio takeover.
I was just wondering if your production team is going to see our YouTube videos and kind of give you a bunch of crap.
They might.
Are you with those guys?
They're very verbal. They'll tell you, hey, look at this.
They're using GoPros.
Look at how shaky that video was.
right.
Perfect. That's what we want them to say.
Yeah.
So I want to, if I might.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I see a Fork and Flame, a live fire competition.
Okay.
Yeah. So last January 16th, we kicked off our very first live event, which was Fork and Flame. It was a live fire competition. We had 13 chefs competing.
All female?
All female.
Okay. That's
fun.
We brought in some chefs from Houston and Dallas that had been on Dishing Dames with us also to compete. And what we did was we basically paired them off. 14 chefs. We paired them off. We had 7 teams, and then we actually had our judges come in. Miss Tootsie came in as a
really?
judge. She
Yeah.
was awesome.
That's cool.
She did fantastic. She was so nice to speak to and just get to know.
What a humble person.
Extremely.
Yeah.
And she was the cutest thing ever. She spoke to me. She's like, Lorena, I'm going to come to your event, but I don't drive that late at night. And I was like, I will send a driver out to you. And so she's like, seriously? I was like, absolutely. I'm there. So we sent a driver out for her, and she came on out as a judge. We had Jess Prylis from Hardcore Carnivore. She was a judge. And then we had Leanne and Allie from La Barbecue be our other judges.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good team. We had a great set of judges. We had amazing food that night. We got hit with some rain.
Yeah. Always
And
always
then,
fun.
but it was great. Live fire right there at Eden East.
Okay.
With Sonia Cote.
What a cool, yeah.
It was a great. I mean, just the venue alone, the gardens out there. Being able to put the fires out there, and they had to cook over open flame, which was amazing.
So did they build their own grills kind of set up? Or?
So we built them for them.
Okay.
So we built them for them, lit them all up for them, had them ready to go. Some of the rain kind of got some of them, so we had to relight them real quick. But yeah, they were doing great.
Were you doing like cinder blocks? Or?
We did.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, Joe Chan from Eberly, executive chef over there. She was actually she did a pig.
Oh, yeah.
she was roasting a pig,
Like a whole
out there, a
pig?
whole pig.
Yeah.
And,
I love her. She's she's pretty cool. I've been trying to get her to come on here for a good minute.
Well, she'll probably come on over for Dish and Dame. So when we have her over here,
That'll be awesome.
Well, that's cool. So,
they closed for so long. I was like,
really?
You can come now. Come on. Right. But although they closed, she was still there all the time.
And she's amazing. Talk about talent, and just supportive of this community incredibly. Yeah.
Oh, she's a good fit over there at the Eberly, too.
Absolutely.
I like that place. And that bar back there was beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
So kind of going back to Fork and Flame, we were excited because it was our first annual and we were ready to do it again this year. But COVID, we couldn't do any events. So, but live events is something we definitely want to incorporate with Dishing Dames, is to provide more events that are, female forward.
Yeah, and I think your concept of your event is great. I mean, if you think about Austin, you got Cushawn 555, you've got Swine and Wine, you've got Live Fire, So I mean, it fits that sort of like Texas appeal of cooking with fire, and then you have women out there that are like owning these pits, and I mean I think that's pretty sexy.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
it was pretty awesome to see all that.
So you're going to plan on doing it this year?
I'm hoping to. Just depends on the restrictions we're going to have. Some.
Well, we're 100% no masks. I mean, it's kind of what's going to happen. We don't know.
I don't know. It's crazy because it's 100%, and there is a vaccine. So I don't know. Hopefully, we're looking up.
Yeah. Well, I read that they're wanting to do a third injection now.
A booster.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard about that booster.
Mm-hmm.
But then last night y'all were talking about the fourth wave or something.
Well,
I don't watch enough
never
news.
know.
I stay happy.
I mean,
no.
It's a hard topic, you know what I mean? Because I mean, to see what's happened in the industry and to see what's happened to people's lives, and to see the level of depression for people has gone up, being locked inside, and it's just changed our whole world. And then to be like scared about it, I mean, it's this weird sort of situation. I've been cooking in a lot of people's houses over this year. I transitioned to a personal chef, and
thankfully, right?
It was great because I was able to provide sort of a service that kind of made them feel normal during this really crazy time. Sure. You know what I mean? And talking about festivals, South by, I remember South by canceled. I remember that. I was working at Moonshine, so I remember that happening, and like people had like hundreds of thousands of dollars put into whatever, and just
Yeah.
And I mean, just to see the world just change so fast, and it's been a year. We're almost at a year.
Isn't that crazy? I know.
Right?
But
but we were talking to Hayden over at Austin Food Magazine.
Sure, love Hayden.
And he does Mac and Cheese Fest. Right, so this year they're doing theirs as pop-ups.
Okay.
Right, so instead of doing like the festival where everybody shows up, there's a pop-up at a place. You come and you pick up your 8 4-ounce portions of mac and cheese and take them to your house and reheat them at your house, and then you eat them, and then
you go into a coma at home,
and then you can submit feedback over online and social media and whatnot. So I mean,
it's a good approach.
The way we're adapting to this is cool because it's opening up these new avenues of opportunity. Sure.
I'll say this, just how innovative we become, right? To really circumvent what's been happening. Drinks to go, how we do events now.
They're never going to take that away, I hope.
Yeah, I hope not. So you just see so much innovation from so many people just finding ways, just finding the way to still.
There's this one company that I was really impressed with whenever they very first started. Like, they jumped on it quick for the drinks to go. I can't remember what it was called, but they would send a package, and you get a small bottle of liquor. You'd get like some custom mixers in these nice bottles. They'd send the cups. They'd send a jigger. They'd send like directions. So you could have this like cocktail set. You become the mixologist at your house. Yeah. And I thought that was a really cool sort of deal.
And I think a lot of this is really going to stick still. Especially experiences at home are still going to stick. If you look at the numbers, we talk about numbers. You see consumer confidence numbers kind of still down and low. So I think we're going to still see a lot of this come to my house and help build something, or let's do something virtual. Because I think people are getting used to that, and they're understanding that, and they're really enjoying it to start off with. So,
and I think it's also sort of given us sort of a return to the understanding of what it's like to not be so busy and not be so distracted with everyday life, and be at home and focus on what is important.
Yeah.
And so like you said, these people that were staying at home for this time, a lot of them like put effort into making their space better. So they're going to want to invite, and they're going to want to host in their house, and they're going to want to keep it smaller groups now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's great because
I just went to a drive-through happy hour, and where we kind of, just four of us, socially distanced, and we had some really nice snacks. They were really, really well packed and everything, and it was just it was a neat event just to attend, even just that, different. Who would have known that drive-throughs or driveways would have been so great? Would have really loved my driveway.
Like
So,
Ranger Cattle, what they
Cattle.
did, they
were
developed
doing
a drive-in theater on Friday nights, right? They bring this.
Are they still? They're still
doing it.
Sure.
Yeah.
They bring this screen in, and they have like a cowboy that will like take you through the field to park your car.
I think it's Sandlot tomorrow.
You can
Right.
feed
I
the.
love
You can
stuff.
feed. Yeah,
That's awesome.
you can feed the cows. They have live music. They have Chef
got-
Drew
they
Curran
got
is
Wagyu
cooking
burgers.
Wagyu burgers on a fire truck.
Oh, nice.
So that they're making it a really fun, socially distanced event, So I mean, I think that it's cool how people are trying to create normalcy in this time of
Yes. Yeah,
nuts.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, but consumer confidence being down, like even the HBO partnering with Warner Brothers.
Oh, that's great.
You don't even
know.
have to go to the theater anymore.
I know.
I mean, things are definitely
Wonder
going
Woman
to
at
change.
home, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
I did go to the movie the other day. It was great. I saw the new Tom
haven't-
and Jerry.
I love going to the movies. I haven't been to the movie since the whole thing.
I haven't either, and
Apple TV came out.
My godson spoke to me the other day. He goes, "Hey, we can rent a whole theater. You can rent me." He said, "You can rent me a whole theater for $100.
Yeah.
You want to take me to the movies?" I was like, "Oh, well, that's a great idea."
That's true.
So yeah, you can.
You can rent the whole theater.
It's
whole theater.
150 bucks.
Yeah.
You
For
can-
how
you
many
can-
people do you get to bring in?
I don't know.
10.
Yeah,
10 is what
Wow.
they. I
But
said,
That's probably how much it would cost to
Sure.
go. With
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
that's $15
That's
ticket.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then you get the popcorn. Hayden was talking about that. He was
"Oh,
like,
I love movie popcorn."
he said he's like confessed he would like randomly go get movie popcorn just to get the popcorn and
Go to the
home.
theater just to
Yeah.
get the popcorn.
I've done that. I confess, I've done that and drive in and like just gonna buy some popcorn. Thanks, and take it out.
I've not done that, but I know my daughter. If she ever heard that, she'd be like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, good popcorn.
So I had my popcorn at the theater with my peanut M&Ms in the popcorn.
Okay, this is actually not a bad.
No, that's good.
It's
so
like
good.
a
really
ghetto
good.
Garrett's.
It's so good because it softens the chocolate up just a little bit. But also, I really enjoy putting the Sour Patch Kids in the popcorn.
Oh, Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, 'cause then you get that. You get like the
don't know
the
about that.
salty,
That's not for me.
and then you
Yeah.
get the sour. And then it kind of gets
Sweet
stuck
and
in your
salty?
teeth.
I'm all about,
I can
but,
always see.
yeah.
I could see that. I would be laughing hysterically. I have to see that.
Yeah.
I'm going to the theaters.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Sorry, we get on the rant, but even Hayden was saying you can talk about movies all day.
Oh yeah.
So, are you going to rent out a theater for $10 or $100?
Well, it's hard to say no to my godson. He's got these
Yeah.
beautiful little,
What does he wanna see?
green eyes, and he's like,
How old is he?
Tom and Jerry.
He's 13 now, so
13.
Yeah.
All right.
And so but I love the way he asked. You can do this for me. I was like, yeah, of course. Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking him. Actually, I think it's actually really doable. I think at about $150.
Yeah. I mean,
so,
because tickets used to be like I can't remember.
yeah,
like
no,
15.
10
And now the
Yeah,
theaters are so
$10, $15.
great. They got the button. Your feet come up.
You get beer. Oh, that's.
I was really just enjoying that, and then COVID hit, and I was like, I just found my perfect seat.
Oh, I would like. I used to have a bunch of podcasts in the queue. It's not like this anymore. I do them real quick. I have a formula now. But I used to have these all on a Saturday, and I'd be mixing podcasts. And then you get there, you have to take a break, and then I would go watch a movie alone at the theater, and I come back home and I continue.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, I've done it. I think I've done that twice in a day too. Yeah, so I mean, theaters are great, but I mean, who knows what we'll see as far as things opening. I'm sure these events that will be able to happen. That's what
I'm
I think.
hoping. I'm hoping. Yes,
That's what I think.
I'm looking forward to them.
Yeah,
I want to
sure.
get back out there.
Yeah.
I want to go back to a food event. I want to
Yeah.
go and try food and meet new chefs and see what everybody's cooking and
It's
just
so much fun. I'm usually like in the past, I was always working at the events.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I enjoy that too, because there's the camaraderie and whatnot. But to be able to go and attend an event and to be, that's for me, that's a lot of fun. I got to go to Cochon 555. That was so much fun. One of my buddies was cooking there.
I got to judge Cochon 555
oh, man, that's-
for a couple of years.
Was it? Yeah. And then Live Fire. I really like that event too. Live Fire is fun. So I would love to come and check out your event.
Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Like I said, we were so excited when we were able to kick it off, and it was January 16th, and a couple months later it was like everything shut down. I was like, so
Happened
yeah.
quick.
So we're looking forward to our next event for
So
sure.
with that event, what positive impact to your organization did it have?
Well, number one, financially, right?
Yeah.
But more than anything, one of the things we see a lot is that women don't really get showcased as headliners for events. And here's an event that headlines all women.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of traction for that. They got a lot of marketing out of that as well, which is really, really helpful to them.
Because it's a one-of-a-kind event, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And so as we did this, it just kind of builds on that. So they really get a lot more media coverage, a lot more attention also in what they're doing, what we're doing. So yeah, it was great, in a lot of ways.
That's great.
Maiden was a sponsor of ours. So everybody got knives and pots and pans and all sorts of
wow.
cool stuff.
Yeah, that's good. That's
It was really nice of them. And
Absolutely.
so yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Very cool.
We have another segment on this podcast, and it's interesting because it's where are your favorite places to eat.
Yeah.
But I'm interested maybe some of the places of the ladies you've highlighted as well, right? So have at it.
It's hard because I love everywhere we go because it's fantastic.
I'm similar.
But I've got to be honest. One of the places that stands out to me was when we actually got to visit with Misty Norris over at Petra and the Beast in Dallas. She was named right after our visit. She was named one of the best chefs in the United States.
Oh, wow.
But to meet her and just to have the experience of like the food that she was creating, she's we'd filmed her and I think she made gnocchi for us for the show, and then as we finished, she said, "Oh, you guys must be starving. I haven't really fed you guys. Let me make you some food." And so she starts making homemade dumplings. I mean, in this like morcilla sauce, and we were just like, "Oh my goodness!" I mean, just so it's those experiences when you go out there and you're just like, "That's what I love."
Yes.
But restaurant wise, I mean, there's so many great restaurants. Just to go and name a favorite. I mean, I don't think I could.
Yeah, it's true.
Just so many great ones. We just talked about Joe Chan over at Eberly.
Yeah, Eberly's
I mean,
great.
that's a great restaurant.
So have you tried their pizza?
Yes, I have. It's delicious.
It's a hidden gem.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People do not
Pizza's
know.
doing well in Austin right now.
Pizza's doing well, but nobody realizes. Like
Yeah.
you don't go. Nobody's going to Everly for a pizza, but
No.
they should.
They
be.
should.
They
They should go.
should.
Yeah, they should
You hear
go
that,
get pizza
people?
there.
Sit at the bar,
Pizza at Everly.
have a drink, sit at that lovely bar,
It's a beautiful
order
bar.
a pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Where'd they bring that bar from?
and their
New York.
charcuterie boards.
New
are
York.
New
right?
York,
Didn't they
yeah.
like carry the whole bar through the restaurant?
They
basically,
did, yeah. The owner apparently had it in storage for years before he actually found the right spot to go and put it in. The Cedar Tavern.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. It's a
crazy.
great story.
Is it like the oldest or the longest? Because we were at what's the deal with that bar?
I think it's. I think it's just the fact that they transferred
The story
a
behind
bar.
it, the story behind it. Okay.
Yeah. So back in New York, Jimi Hendrix used to sit there and drink beer on it. Or drink, it's not beer, but drink about anything else.
I just want to go there now. Just
To touch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jimmy touched the
I
bar.
didn't know that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we
He
go there
said
after?
it.
Should we go there
Yes,
after
yes,
this?
I will do that. Dude,
we'll
I
go get a
will.
drink at Everly.
Hell yeah. It's okay. Yes. Good. I'm a big Jimi Hendrix fan.
You want to go to Everly with us?
Absolutely. Pizza and everything.
All right, we'll go.
I got to have pizza.
Yes. I haven't had a
Hey,
pizza.
Joe, we're on our way.
Yeah. Hey, Joe. That I got treated there, a charcuterie board. So we.
Oh, yeah. That's
And it was the only reason we were like, well, let's try a pizza. Like, and if we hadn't been,
Is that when Trippy was there?
Trippy was not there. And maybe he was, but Carlos was there at that time. That was before Chef Joe had
taken over.
yes.
Yeah.
And she's done a bang up job.
Yeah, she has. She's
Yeah.
been fantastic.
And the pastry chef there, what's her name?
Sarah.
Sarah. She's great too.
Yeah, awesome.
Both of them I want on the podcast.
Yeah,
But bring
great.
them, do your thing.
Sure, I'll bring both of them.
Yeah. No, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
That there's not you can't. Where do you pick? You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, I have a hard time because, like, what do you pick? They're just fantastic. I think of foreign and domestic, with Sarah Hurd
Yeah.
and Nathan.
Wait a minute. Did they just open a new place
Yeah.
in Lockhart?
Yes.
Okay, I got that
What's it
mixed
called?
up.
Commerce Cafe.
Okay.
Okay. How have you been over there?
I have not been all the way to Lockhart
Cool.
yet, so
All right. Yeah.
it's a drive.
I got that
there.
mixed up with Justine's.
Oh, yeah,
I thought it
just-
was
We were
this.
talking about that today. Yeah.
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 I forgot. I got those restaurants mixed up. But you're correct because like Nixta, I mean like you go to Suerte, even if you just go for pizza, right?
And I think the community now is like working together to create these types of cuisine and like elevate them. You know what I mean? It's so cool to see, like with the whole freeze that we just had. Everybody getting together to work together.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of, so Mandy Nelson, who runs Austin Shift Meal, we highlight her on Dishing Dames, and that's an organization that's out there feeding our community, feeding the industry over and over again. And so you see so much of that. That's one of those things where that came out of COVID.
Yeah.
She's now doing this and helping and feeding so many people. We went out and we helped when we were filming. We're out there helping. The day of the film, and so many people, just to see so many people come and needing help. And I think that's amazing to see so many people willing to do that.
And think of the amount of gratitude.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that energy around that place has got to be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was scary stuff. I was scared for elderly folks, and I mean, like, no power. Did you lose power yourself?
I did for a little bit. It was on and off for a couple of days. Go off for a couple hours, come back on.
So you run the rolling blackouts?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily my folks live down the street and not far, and they're on the grid. I was saying
The hospital grid, over there.
Yeah, but it was when it was 9 degrees, we lost power in here. I mean, we were freezing.
I was talking to him. He was like, "It's 27 degrees in my house."
It's pretty gnarly in here.
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, you should leave."
We did. After some ramen, which I thought I would survive on, we bolted to my folks' house. It was just leaving and driving and that stuff. God
bad.
forbid if we ever see something like that.
I heard my water main bust. I heard it. It sounded like a chair being dragged across the floor, and then this pop. And I was like,
I love how we were all welcoming 2021 with open arms. So many positive.
everything's going to be so great.
But you know what? Everything else was, it was like universal, like COVID and our president and all this turmoil everywhere. And then
The freeze was pretty isolated.
that's just us. We're like, fuck 2021. Everybody else is like, what?
My buddy drove back from Steamboat, right? So he drove back from Steamboat, and he said the whole way down from Steamboat to El Paso, even through El Paso and almost all the way back to Austin, the roads were all scraped and nice and good. And then you get into Austin, and it's just white.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
They ran out of sand because, I mean, nobody expected this.
Yeah.
No one saw this coming. I mean, not to that extent. So,
I mean, they knew something was coming, but I don't think they knew, like this was
7
coming.
dagy of 30-degree weather. I don't think so.
I mean,
And I'm from the Midwest, but the difference is when you're not expecting it or prepared in any way, shape, or form. That's scary
and
stuff.
that first snow that came down was it was so soft. I mean, you couldn't even make snowballs out of it.
I remember I was like all cozy in my bed. It was like 2 a.m. And then
you hear that?
well, I heard that, and then it went boom from the tower, and I was like, oh no. And then it stayed off for a long time.
Yeah, we lost power for about 7 hours.
Wow.
That's good though.
But when it came back, the heater didn't come back because I guess the surge fried the heater. So we were using space heaters and building fires, and I told my kids not to come home.
I hear the best thing is to have a tent that you can put on your bed and then
I saw people doing that.
layer with blankets. And apparently inside the tent's like 80 degrees. So
Camping in your house.
Now I need a tent, just in case. So
Well, we've got a plan for like if things in our life don't go right, we're gonna get a nice tent.
Yeah, like the nicest
Set up
one.
shop on
And a
Caesar
generator.
Shoppers.
And we're going to go post up, and we'll do the podcast out of it.
there you go.
You know?
I'm in. I'll make it all the
plans.
way down here and be like, yeah, absolutely.
Right. Where's the podcast? Under that bridge right there. Third tent on the left. Yeah, just knock. No. But I'm truly excited to see what you bring to this podcast.
Excellent.
The door will always be open, and we'll start.
Exciting times.
Yeah, we'll start seeing them. And we haven't announced any of this stuff. Like you, this is great. And then Herd, Joel Rivas, he's supposed to. He's very busy, but he's supposed to do a similar thing once a month, and possibly.
And Herd is
It's like mental awareness. Mental awareness, drugs, kind of just
Trying to
mental health.
Yeah.
Great organization.
Highlighting it. Yeah,
organization.
for
Really
sure.
great organization.
He's stretched pretty thin, but the plan is to have him to do something once a month as well, and then Ben's friends.
Yes.
With Philip. I mean, he could coordinate.
Mr. Spear.
But also busy too. So I'm happy we got you in here doing this because I think it's going to be really exciting. It's going to bring a whole nother dynamic to the
I think so. I think
podcast.
it's going to be a lot of fun. I think, it'd be interesting to bring in the ladies and see what all happens. So
We got a fridge there full of ranch riders, full of, Meridian Hives will be in there, Ramblers if you don't want to have a
we
drink.
got some
And you guys
infamous brewery.
Have at it.
Yep.
Have at it. We'll get Austin, what's the spirits that Troy turned us on to? The gin.
Revolution Spirits.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get some gin, so we can have some gin and tonics up here for you.
Yeah.
I'll bring some seersucker. You know, we featured Kim, the owner of Seersucker Gin. So
Yeah.
Perfect.
She is always great at providing some gin to us. So
Yeah.
So we all like gin here.
yeah, okay.
Well, cool. I appreciate you coming in.
It's very nice
Thank
having
you so much. I really appreciate this, and thank you for the opportunity to grow this with you all. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Yeah,
we're gonna
we
have
look
some
forward to
fun.
it as well.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye bye.